All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Robert Boyd. He is the CEO of Endurance Gold. And Robert, it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much, Steve.
Yeah, excited to have you along and learn a bit more about what's been going on. I know you've had some news out recently. We'll talk about that in just a second, but maybe give me a bit of background on Endurance.
Well, Endurance Gold is a venture capitalized junior mining company. We have been in the generative exploration business for quite a number of years. And the company's what's unusual about the company is despite our plus 10-year history, we're still owned about plus 50% by insiders. Three of the directors own over 50% of the company, and I own about 6%. So we've in the business of generating projects, and we've discovered an onto one project that we're actually trying to fund ourselves because we believe it's got a real potential to be a major discovery. And that's the one I'd like to talk about if there's time.
Yeah, of course. Let's talk about it right now. Tell me a bit more about it.
Well, it's a project that came across my desk in late 2019, and we optioned the property from two individuals, professionals in the business, and we've been exploring it since then with our first field program and first drilling program in 2020, and we've now completed 82 diamond drill holes on the property and 84 reverse circulation drill holes. It's a new discovery on surface, only 10 kilometers away from the Braylorn mine, which is the BC's largest historic gold producer with about 4.2 million ounces of high-grade gold, 17 grams per ton. The project's located in the Bridge River Valley, which is just north of Pemberton. So it's actually only a 4-hour drive north of Vancouver here. So it's pretty convenient to get to, but it's outside of the recreational corridor of Pemberton and Whistler up in the Bridge River Valley, which is uh, a really important part of our hydroelectric feeding facilities for the lower mainland. There's a large power hydroelectric dam 53 kilometers to our east with a hydro reservoir in front of the project in the Bridge River Valley, and another hydroelectric dam just 5 kilometers from the property to the west of the property. So pretty significant and good infrastructure, lots of logging activity, and of course the Braylorn mine is trying to be reactivated at the present time by another junior mining company, which
Yeah.
I'm sure your listeners would be familiar with.
Absolutely. So you've had crews on the Reliance Gold property since May, and you've just started another drill program. This one's going to last, 4 or 5 months or so. And so, tell me a bit about what this drill program is. Is it following up on what you saw from the last one, or is it looking at a couple of new areas as well?
Oh, absolutely. What we've got is a number of favorable structures. We've benchmarked gold on them, but our most significant efforts and from the drilling perspective are along what we call the Royal Shear Trend. And that's a structure in a typical orogenic type setting uh, with a regional type structure. And we've identified in those 82 drill holes, about 53 of those 80 drill holes have ore grade type intersections in them over about 1.5 kilometers of strike length. And about 15 of those holes have pretty exceptional type drill intersections. So it's a pretty high success ratio for for an orogenic gold system. And what's unusual about this is it's not veins, it's breccias. But it looks like it's the same age and same fluid chemistry as Braylorn. So it's a similar orogenic system. It's just a different uh, pressure temperature expression in a brittle fault regime rather than a brittle ductile like the Kraken seal veins you'd see at Braylorn. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty encouraging activity. We hope to apply for permits on some of the other parallel structures later this year with the goal of testing those in the future. But our goal is to build out what we've got now on this 1.5 kilometer trend. And the majority of those intersections are less than 150 meters down below surface. So essentially, we want to build out this system at depth along strike and then fill in gaps in that 1.5 to 2 kilometer trend that we've already identified.
Yeah, Robert, it sounds like the company's very excited on this one. As you mentioned, it kind of came to you, across the desk, so to speak. But it sounds like there's some pretty exciting things that are starting to show here.
Absolutely. It's one of the areas that was originally identified uh, for gold in the creeks in this area, even in the 1860s. But the
Hmm.
focus of most of the Fraser River Gold Rush up in this area was the Cadwallader Creek, or what became and called Cadwallader Creek, and that had more coarser gold in it, and that's what led up to the Braylorn mine. So there were little prospects that were worked on this property in the pre-1930s, mostly looking at the antimony, but there's a strong antimony and gold association in the type of system that we're exploring right now, where you don't see that at Braylon. That's just a level of the that's an expression of the level of exposure of the gold system. So it's uh, and the reason it was overlooked in the past is it's not associated with veins. It's associated with these breccias that when they weather on surface, it just looks like mucky red outcrops rather than quartz veins. So that's what made it. That's probably why it was overlooked by the old timers.
Yeah, pretty exciting times for sure. Well, we look forward to seeing how the drilling works over the next months to come, and look forward to following your story as well, Robert. Thanks so much. Good to catch up with you and see what you're up to. And again, we'll be in touch.
Okay, well, thank you. All the best.
All right. Robert Boyd, the CEO of Endurance Gold.